Hello, this is Scott Bacchania from telecoms.com here at NetworkX 2025 in Paris, and I'm delighted to be speaking to Pramod from Aprecomm. So why don't we start, Pramod, by you just giving our audience the top line view, what Aprecomm does.
Best networks are those which are completely invisible to the users. This is what even the customers likes as well as the operators likes about. Aprecomm is really turning that dream into a reality. We are building products which are aimed to really understand the subscriber experience and then tune these networks to meet that subscriber experience. Initially, we were focused on using AI for really solving the technical problems of these operators, more towards things like when a support call comes in, how do they address these problems, what kind of observability, visibility they have. Now we are venturing into areas where we can use AI for business operations as well, so that it is moving from technical making to decision making is what we are really bringing with AI.
What are some of the biggest challenges, you touched on them, but what are some of the biggest challenges that service providers face right now?
So the primary challenge that any service provider has today is about churn. And many times the churn is very silent. You don't know what is happening with the subscribers, why they are moving out. That creates a lot of frustration with the service providers. Though they have enough amount of data, which they are collecting it from a lot of telemetry that is coming in. But the pertinent question they have is, what is happening in the subscriber home and why are they really not happy? Why are they moving out? So that seems to be a bigger problem, and that's what we are able to solve. We're able to create systems which are able to really look at the substantial amount of data to understand the subscriber behaviors, understand when they are happy, when they're unhappy, what leads to them to move out of the network. This we are able to give them in a predictive fashion. Control is not the issue today, prediction is the issue. And that's what we are bringing into the system.
And you touched on earlier that AI plays a role in that, and AI, perhaps in its previous iteration, might have helped operators by automating the customer interaction, chatbots and all that sort of thing, but you seem to be talking about a more preemptive, predictive thing, is that right?
You have to look at it in two folds. One is doing a predictive maintenance, that is one area where we still call it as a technical aspect. Two is in terms of taking those business decisions. Let's say you have rolled out a plan across a group of subscribers, a 100 Mbps plan, and then you have increased that plan to 500 Mbps, thinking that it is going to reduce the churn. But maybe it has not done that. Now, what is that you are going to do? So if you have a system which is able to really look at things and say, you know what, increasing the speed is not the one that is really helping them to stick with you, but there is something else which you need to do. There is a Netflix CDN that you need to really make it better. That is going to really make these customers stick to you. So such kind of decisions are the where now AI is going to play a role. So which we call that as more business decision making. That's where we call that IBRA.
And so obviously what a lot of what you're touching on is just measuring the customer experience and improving it. But what about improving it, especially on the Wi-Fi experience? But what about beyond Wi-Fi? For example, how can AI help providers make sense of all that data and optimize on it?
The quality of the data that you collect is going to be the key. So understanding the subscriber experience is the key. That is one of the core important things that we do in a right way in Aprecomm. Once you have this data, now what else you can do with top of the data? That is where it is beyond the Wi-Fi management. Now it is all about how you run your operations so well. So what is that I need to do as a CEO of that operator? How do I really reduce my business operation cost, or it is how do I increase my R2s? So which is where this data is going to help now the operators to do it.
And just lastly, I think you've got a relatively recent initiative called IVRA. Can you just tell us a little bit more about that rollout and what comes next?
IVRA is the chatbot chat GPT kind of interface. What we have created, a simplified approach to really convert this chaotic NOC operations or chaotic business decision making in the ISPs to a simplified approach, a clear approach. IVRA, we have launched it yesterday as such. The commercial launch is going to be in March. So we would be doing a lot of beta trials in the next couple of months, and we'll be publishing these case studies, what we have obtained from the ISPs. That would be an interesting phase for the company as well as for the industry. This is one of these first in the industry that we have launched, which is so simple for these ISPs to operate using it.
Hey, that's great. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And thank you for listening, and make sure you join us at NetworkX in Vienna next year.